Namaste. You're with Andrew and Vanessa at Yogi Moksha for another 90-minute functional Yin Yoga sequence. So for our theme today, we decided earlier today that it would be a good time to get twisted again. So why twists? Why do we enjoy the twists so much in our practice? Well, not only is it great for the spine, we're twisting the spine and we're really working some of those intervertebral discs, but it's also good for the back muscles, side muscles. We can be working the shoulders, the glutes. Some of our twists are real openers for us, and some of them are much more closed in. So really quite a full range. It takes us from one extreme to the other, from fully open to fully closed. So we find twists a really versatile way to practice, and that's why we enjoy a dedicated twist practice every now and again. And today seemed to be a good day. We hope you enjoy this practice. So just getting yourself comfortable. We'll start as we always do with a bit of breathing. So comfortable seated position, straightening the back, maybe just dipping the head slightly, bringing the eyes to a close if we're comfortable with that. And as we inhale, bringing the attention to the air as it passes over the tip of our nose. Inhaling, and as we exhale, feeling that air coming out again, and this time passing out through the nostrils. Cooler air in, warmer air out. Always in and out through the nostrils during our practice. Bringing the focus of our attention to the breath, the movement of that air in and out of the body. Air often seen as an expression of prana. So maybe as we draw air in to the body, also imagine or visualize drawing in prana from the external environment. Just breathing in your own rhythm. Drawing the senses inwards. Aware of what's around us, beneath us, and above us, but with our focus and attention firmly inwards on that movement of the breath. On the next inhale, just gently blinking the eyes open. Getting ready for our first posture. We're going to be working with the neck. So we're just going to come to a seated position, so sitting back on our heels in what's often called savasana. So just from the side, you can choose to sit on the heels or in between. We're going to start with taking the head towards the left, so allow the head to drop towards the left hand side. Not raising the shoulder, just allow the head to drop naturally towards the left shoulder. Feeling this lovely stretch in the right hand side of the neck. Lovely bit of lateral flexion in the cervical spine, so in the neck. Just preparing the neck for some of the twists that we'll be doing later in the practice. One more breath. On the next inhale, bring the head back to the center, and as you exhale, allow the head to drop towards the right shoulder. Maybe each time we exhale, we feel that left side of the neck just opening up a little bit. Maybe there's just a tiny movement towards that right shoulder. So again, nice lateral flexion here to the other side. Preparing the neck for some of the later postures and the twists we'll be doing. One more breath. Inhale, back to center. Allowing the head to fall forward this time. So this time we're going to feel the stretch at the back of the neck. So a nice bit of flexion here, opening up the gap in the spinous processes all the way up the top of the spine here. A bit of a compression on the front of the throat. Pressing the glands there. Also the Vishuddha chakra. One more breath. Gently as we inhale, bringing the head back to the center. And then if we're comfortable, just allowing the head to drop back as far as we're comfortable. Doesn't have to be a long way, so if this is making you dizzy at all, you can support yourself behind with your hands. Or just leave the hands on the knees. Really opening up the front of the throat here. Compression in the back of the neck. The extension of the cervical spine. Just breathing in and out. Next inhale, gently bring the head back to the center. Just a couple of breaths here. Moving to our next posture, we're going to be working the glutes, the back and the sides of the body, the oblique. So we're going to come back into a child's pose. We can make it legs spread or closer together. Then we're just going to walk the hands forward, settle into the posture. And then when you're comfortable, just gradually walking the hands towards the right leg. Feel a stretch down the side of the body. Just find that edge relax. Preparing the body for the twists to come. Walking the hands back to the center. Maybe a couple of breaths here, and then we are going to go to the other side. Gently walking the hands to the left-hand side, feeling that stretch again, this time down the right-hand side of the body. Preparing the spine and the obliques for the twists later in the practice. Coming back to the center, a couple of breaths before we gently push ourselves back up on the hands. Coming back to a seated position. Our next posture is going to target the groin. I'm going to do that by taking the legs apart as far as we're comfortable. Just far enough apart that we've got feel a bit of light stress in there. Normally in this posture we'd just be folding forward, maybe coming closer to the mat. But here we're going to go from one side to the other. So if we just come forward onto the elbows initially, just while we settle into the posture, just find that edge, relax, maybe breathe into the posture. Exhaling, releasing the stress in the inner legs, in the groins. And then when you're comfortable, just gradually walking the hands towards the right leg, the extended right leg. Maybe put the arms either side of the leg. So again here, we're feeling that stretch or stress down the left-hand side of the body. We can support the head with the hands, or we can bring the head down to the knee. And just relaxing into the posture, allowing it to open up that left side again. Some lovely lateral flexion of the spine here. Also in terms of the connective tissue stress, we're feeling it in the obliques, maybe even the glutes, certainly in the groin. Groin's our main target area typically for the Dragonfly. But by coming to one side, we introduce all of this connective tissue on the side of the body. Now if we want to here, we could also, as an option, we can take that right elbow, bring it in front of the right leg, and just twist and open the body. You could hang on to the foot, join the hands wherever you're comfortable. And this is just going to intensify that stretch all the way down the left-hand side. Again, no problem if you try this and it's too much and you just want to come back to where you were, that's fine. And we'll just stay here. Again, allowing the head to drop towards the shoulder. Breathing into that left side. Maybe starting to feel some subtle sensations in the left side of the body. Little toe all the way up the side of the body. Up into the left arm. As you inhale, just gently coming back towards the centre. So again, maybe just pausing here, a couple of breaths, just resting on the elbows. Just becoming aware of the difference in the sensations on the left and right side of the body. Just recentering before we go to the other side. We're going to walk the hands over towards the left leg, bringing the torso over the extended left leg. And already we're going to feel some stretch down the right side of the body, the obliques, thoracolumbar going all the way up the back on the right side there. Going to feel some stress in the groin still. But again, moving to the side means that we lose some of the stress in the groin, but we gain it in the side of the body. Head again supported on the hands, maybe coming down towards the knee. Just finding stillness, relaxing into the posture. Maybe feeling that right side start to open up a little. Just allowing that movement to take place, if you're comfortable with that. And staying here, or again, you've got the option, you bring that left arm in front, twist open. You can either just twist open like this, you could take the arm behind, or take the arm over the top, hanging onto the feet if you want to, whichever expression is comfortable for you today. And just opening up the chest in this way is going to introduce a nice twist all the way up the spine. So we're now moving into sort of core of the practice, starting to twist the spine, open up across the chest. Deepening the connective tissue stress on the right hand side of the body. And maybe starting to feel those more subtle energetic sensations in the right hand side of the body, anywhere between that little right toe and right up to the right arm. Any stage, if you need to come back, that's fine. You can always come out of the posture. You don't have to stay there. As we inhale, releasing, going back to the centre. Maybe just a couple of breaths here. We're gently bringing the legs back together, ready for our first rebound. So, coming back to just lying flat on the mat, arms and legs extended, bringing the eyes to a close if we're comfortable with that. Only a couple of rebounds in this practice, but slightly longer ones. So maybe in this first rebound, just bringing the mind to the physical response to the postures we've been through. How does your body feel physically? What areas do you have sensations in? And what sort of physical sensations are they? Does it feel more open, stretched, warmer, cooler? By looking inside and asking these questions, we learn to understand in much more detail how we respond to different practices. And that helps us understand which practice we need. Just a few more breaths here, relaxing and enjoying the sensations. Groin, glutes, obliques, spine. And now gently, in your own time, coming up to all fours. Our next posture is going to target the hip flexors and the obliques. We're going to do that from all fours by bringing the left foot forward. Hands on the inside of the left foot, right foot extended back. Maybe just walk it back a little so we can already feel a little bit of stress there in the hip flexor. Relaxing that muscle in the hip flexor. In our yin, always relaxing the muscles, allowing that stress to pass to the connective tissues, the fascia, tendons, ligaments. Finding the edge, relaxing. Maybe using the breath, breathing into that right hip flexor. Exhale as we relax. Maybe finding that hip flexor and the groin moving closer to the mat. And no problem if the right side of the body drops down a bit. We're in functional yoga, more interested in the effect on the hip flexor. And so from here, we're just going to bring the torso up. We're going to place that left elbow just above the left knee. We're going to take the right arm behind, and we're going to twist and look backwards, just opening up the chest. So we've got the hip flexor stress, but now we're introducing a nice twist in the spine. So again, twists, central to twists is the spine, the health of the spine. You get a nice extension of the spine here, and a nice twist by bringing those shoulders round. Again, the movement of the head can have quite a dramatic effect on the posture. And we could stay here, or as another option, we can swap arms. We can bring the right arm over that knee, take the left arm out, and twist the other way. So, not a lot of effort required here. We're just using that right arm to support ourselves on the left knee. But a nice counter twist Inhale, bringing the hands back in front of us. So just swapping to the other side, so taking that left leg back, bring the right foot forward, extending that left foot, maybe just walking it back a little bit. Get some early stretch in that left hip flexor. And just spending the first 30 seconds or a minute in the posture, settling in, allowing that left hip flexor to open up, finding the edge, relaxing the muscle, breathing into that area as we exhale, feeling that muscular stress moving to the connective tissues, tendons, ligaments, joint capsule, working with those in our yin, strengthen and lengthen, improve our mobility and our stability. And then when you're ready, again bringing that torso up, supporting ourselves, right elbow just above the right knee, taking the left hand behind us, turning and looking over that left shoulder. Yeah, maybe experimenting, you can look up, look down, look further back, just exploring what that does to the stress in the hip flexor, but also in the spine, that nice twist we've got in the spine now. The twists are really caused by the relative position of the shoulder and the hip planes. So what we're doing here is turning the shoulder plane round to force a nice twist in the spine. And if we want, we can stay there, or we can do as we do on the other side. Bring that left arm over the right knee. There's a nice counter twist. So feeling the stress in the connective tissue in the left side. And as we bring the arms down, coming to lying on our back, we're just going to lie down completely, bend the legs, both legs at the knees. And then we're just going to allow both knees to drop to the left-hand side. So our target area again here, the obliques, thoracolumbar. If you want, you can place the left hand lightly on top of the right knee, not pulling it down, just a little light weight. And again, the position of the knees will give you a different twist in the spine. So start with them 90 degrees. As you settle in, you might find extending the arm above or out to the side. And also the way that you turn the head produces a very different sensation. So settling in, finding stillness. Exploring the connective tissue stress here around the obliques. Also across the back. You might find taking the arm out to the side opens up the chest a little bit more. Turning the head might introduce more stress in the obliques, so turning the head away from the knees. You want to explore the different positions of the knees. You can take the knees down, straighten the legs a little bit. Or bring the knees closer in towards the chest. It's going to give you more of a rounded spine. Rolling back onto the back, so feet on the mat. We're going to turn to the other side. So again, both legs bent to the knees. Just allow the legs to fall to the right hand side. Then we can place that right hand on top of the knee if we wish. Finding that edge, relaxing the muscles around the target area, the obliques and the back. As we relax and things open up a little bit, we might adjust. We might want to take the arm overhead. And both arms overhead if you want. Deciding which way the head's going to face. Typically turning the head away from the knees. going to introduce some more stress. And just exploring that connective tissue stress in the obliques, maybe across the front, stomach, the rectus abdominis. Healthy stress in the bones and the spine, all the way up the spine. A few more breaths here. And gently releasing. So we're going to stay lying on our back. Very similar posture, but deliberately so, because what I'd like us to do is consider how the sensations in this posture differ to the one we've just done. So in this posture, we're going to keep the left leg straight, bend the right leg at the knee. We're going to take that over to the left-hand side. Keeping that left leg extended. Again, we can place the left hand on top of the right knee here, just as a weight rather than pulling it in. And we can start finding that edge. Maybe that shoulder, maybe that right shoulder is off the mat at the back. Right knee's probably above the floor. That's fine. Just breathe in. Breathe into the target area of the obliques. Probably feeling it a bit more in the glute. That right glute. And as we relax, the posture opens up. Again, we can take the arm above the head or out to the side. Quite often that's going to introduce some more stress in the right hand side in the obliques. And just experimenting with which way the head's turning. What that does to the stress in the target area. Turning the head away from the knees certainly introduces more stress in the cervical spine up around the neck. It may introduce more stress in the connective tissues around the obliques. But just explore the options and compare and then decide which you're going to work with today on this side. So here perhaps we can start to feel those subtle sensations all the way up the right hand side of the body, coming right up the inside of the right arm. So right little finger to right little toe. How does the twist in the spine compare to the twist of the spine that we did in the last posture? Couple more breaths here. Releasing that top knee. Maybe just pausing in the middle. Just allowing the knees to fall to either side before we extend that right leg, ready to go to the other side. So bending that left leg and just bringing that left knee over. Again, as we settle into the posture, we find that edge. We're probably going to find that the left knee and the left shoulder are both off the mat or the floor. That's fine. We'll just continue to relax. Breathe into the target area, the obliques and the glutes. Thoracolumbar, the back. As we exhale, stress moves from those muscles to the connective tissue. Maybe the posture opens up. Maybe we have the opportunity to adjust. Take our arm overhead or out to the side. Exploring the position of the head. How that affects the target areas. Doesn't have to be the same orientation as the other side. Just work with the sensations in this posture. Feeling that connective tissue stress in the left glute, the oblique, all the way up the back, across the shoulders. And of course that twist all the way up the spine. Focused in the upper spine, cervical, maybe coming down thoracic. Got our arm extended, maybe some healthy stress there in the shoulder, around the scapula. And maybe even sensing those subtle sensations all the way up the left-hand side, from the left little toe all the way up the left-hand side of the body. Inner arm, left arm, to the little finger. Just a couple more breaths here. Staying lying on the back, we're going to continue with another rebound. So lying flat on the back, arms and legs extended, relaxed, bringing the eyes to a close. Opening the mind to the sensations as we did in our last rebound. But perhaps because we're working with more specific areas of the body. In our last rebound we focused on the physical. So maybe in this rebound bring the attention to the more subtle, the energetic sensations that are moving through groin, glutes, obliques, the back, thoracolumbar, shoulders. Perhaps moving through some of the physical sensations, there's something more subtle behind it. And if there is, how would you describe it? Does it have a movement to it, or is it static? Does it feel light, heavy, dark, dry, a little bit electrical, pulsating, or just moving like current? Whatever you feel, just observe. Couple more breaths. So we're going to stay lying on the back. Again, our target area is going to be the back, thoracolumbar, the obliques, and of course the spine. So bending both legs. We're going to take the right leg up over the left. Now for some of us this may be as much as we can twist, but if we can, we're going to take that right foot behind the left leg again. And from here we're just going to allow both knees to fall to the left hand side. Again, as we did in the last two, we can use that left hand just as a weight on the right, not pulling, but just as a gentle weight. Finding that edge, relaxing, using the breath to help us relax, breathing into glutes, the obliques, thoracolumbar. Maybe as we exhale, we find those knees move a little bit closer towards the mat or the floor. Can take a few breaths here because we've got some large muscle groups we're working with. But as we do relax, perhaps things open up a bit. We can again take that right arm up, above or out to the side. Depending where we place that arm, that's going to introduce some more connective tissue stress in the right hand side, or open up the chest a little bit. And again, explore what happens when you turn the head from the left to the right, and just deciding how much twist that introduces and whether that's right for you. If you try turning the head away from the knees and that's too much, then simply turn back to face the left. And our stillness, explore that connective tissue stress all the way up the right hand side, glutes, IT band, obliques, maybe even coming up the inside of the right arm. And you've got that lovely twist in the spine, all the way up the spine. And some healthy stress in the bones, knees, femur, pelvis. Just breathing into the posture. Allowing any subtle sensations that arise to come through. A couple more breaths. Releasing, twisting the legs and coming to the other side. So we're going to take the left leg over the right, either just twisting it once or twice by tucking the foot under the leg. And then allowing the knees to drop towards the right hand side of the body. Finding that edge. Probably the left shoulder and the knees are hovering above the floor of the mat, that's fine. Just allow the body to relax and open up. At our edge, we use the breath, breathing into the target area. On each exhale, we might even find that the shoulder or the knee moves closer to the mat. Maybe we're comfortable to take the arm, extend the left arm above or out to the side. And then decide which way the head is going to face. So generally, facing away from the knees is going to increase connective tissue stress in the obliques in particular. Exploring the connective tissue stress in the left glute, IT band, coming up the back, thoracolumbar, up through the shoulders, and of course that beautiful twist in the spine, the base of the spine all the way up to the neck. Using the breath to relax, continually open. And also using the breath to sense and move those subtle energetic sensations in the left-hand side of the body. One more breath. Gently releasing and untwisting, rolling straight over onto the front. So supporting ourselves on our elbows. Target area in this posture again is thoracolumbar, so the back, the obliques, glutes, but a significant number of minor target areas as well. So a great posture. I'm going to start by bringing the right knee up to the side of the body, so bending the leg at the knee. Then we're going to walk the left leg out, keeping it straight as far as we can, supporting the head with the left hand, bending that left leg, reaching back with the right hand to grab the ankle. For some of us, this may be as far as we want to go. We're already we can feel lovely stress there. We've got a bit of twist in the spine. We've already got some stress in the back and down the front of the left leg. Just relaxing, finding that edge. And then if and when we're comfortable, we just allow that right shoulder to roll back towards the mat. The right shoulder doesn't have to reach the mat, just going towards it. The left arm can be down by our side, or we can take it above, or even rest on the right knee. And again, just deciding whether the head goes to the left or the right. Relaxing. And as we relax, maybe finding that right shoulder moves a little bit closer towards the mat. Just releasing that back leg. Coming back to lying on your front. So supporting ourselves on our elbows, bringing that left knee up to the side of the body, extending that right leg, walking it out as far as you can, supporting the head with the right hand, bending the right leg, reaching back with the left hand, holding the ankle or the foot, wherever you're comfortable. Finding that edge here, relaxing, using the breath, opening up the chest, a nice deep extension of the spine here. And then as we relax and open the posture, if we're comfortable, we can roll that left shoulder back down towards the mat. Right hand can be on the knee or extended up above the head. Again, not worrying too much whether the left shoulder's actually on the mat or the floor. Just settling in, using the breath. Using the breath, breathing into the left glute and the right side of the body. The obliques. And on each exhale, relax a bit more. And maybe that shoulder starts to move towards the mat. Stillness, exploring the connective tissue stress in the right obliques, stomach, rectus abdominis, the right hip flexor, the quad, the left glute. Enjoying that wringing out twist that we've got in the spine, all the way up the spine. A few more breaths here. Just breathing and relaxing in, allowing the posture to open. Now, gently releasing, coming back up into a seated posture. From here, we're going to go with another different twist. The same sort of target areas. We've got the thoracolumbar and the obliques. Perhaps just noticing the different areas or the sensations we're getting. So we're going to take the left leg behind us, bending at the knee, bring that right foot or heel in towards the left knee. And then we're just going to twist to the right hand side, walking those hands around. Now for some of us this may be as far as we go. We can already feel we've got a good twist there in the obliques. So just finding that edge, pausing, relaxing here, using the breath, breathing into the obliques, and as we exhale, just allowing that target area to relax. Maybe things are open up a little bit after a few breaths. If things do open up a little bit and we're comfortable, we can perhaps come down onto our elbows. If you prefer, you could support yourself here on a bolster. Just continuing to relax, breathe. And again, gradually you might find that things open up a little bit more. So again, if you're comfortable, you could come all the way down to the mat. And again, exploring the connective tissue stress in the obliques, rectus abdominis, hip flexor and quad, as we did in the last posture. And next inhale, just gently pushing yourself back up to a seated position. Again, legs in front, this time taking the right leg back behind us, bent at the knee, bringing the left leg in towards, or the heel in towards the right knee. Walking the hands round to the left hand side. Again, if this is as far as we go, we're still getting a good twist here, getting a nice twist in the spine. Some healthy stress there on the obliques and the rectus abdominis. We're just pausing here at our edge, using the breath to help us relax. Breathing into that target area around the middle of the body. As we exhale, muscles relax. And as they relax, maybe we find we can adjust a little. So again, either stay where we are or we can come down onto our elbows. We can use the bolster if we prefer to support ourselves. Maybe a couple of breaths here. This side may be very different to the other side. So just take the time to relax with a couple of breaths here. Maybe we stay here. Or maybe again on this side. Things open up and we feel we can move down to the mat. On the next inhale, pushing up. Coming back to lying on the back for our final posture, the savasana. So making ourselves comfortable. Arms and legs relaxed. Bringing our awareness to the breath as we did at the start of the practice. This time perhaps feeling the movement of the belly as we breathe in and as we exhale. Just focusing here really narrows our attention and focus. Rising and falling. With our mind on the breath, let's think back to the physical sensations that have arisen during the practice. Physical sensations around the back, the obliques, the spine, shoulders, glutes. We've worked with each of these areas a number of times. So using the breath, take the mind to those physical sensations. What feels different in the physical body now compared to when we started the practice? Does it feel relaxed? Is there an ache? Is it warm or cold? Whatever it is, just work through those sensations for a few breaths. Now with your attention back to the rise and the fall of the belly, think of this movement not caused by breath, but by the more subtle expression of breath, prana. It's pranic energy that is causing the belly to rise and fall. You no longer feel breath moving in and out of the body. You feel energy moving in and out of the body. Drawing in clean, pure energy. With the focus on prana or energy, take your mind back to the subtle body and consider what changes have arisen during the course of this practice. What energetic sensations can you feel as a result of the postures? Where are these sensations? Are they moving or static? Just contemplate this for a few more breaths. Just a couple more breaths now. Maybe taking a deep inhale and exhale. Starting to bring movement back to the body. Maybe wriggling the fingers and toes. Taking the arms over the head or rolling to one side. And just gradually, in your own time, keeping the eyes closed, coming to a comfortable seated posture. When you're ready, just gently blinking open the eyes. Another deep breath and exhale. That concludes the practice. I hope you enjoyed getting twisted again. Namaste. Namaste.